I'm going live on my phone. Hello, hello. Okay, I'm going to just wait for you all to arrive here. I'm glad that it's working, even though it's sort of a different format. So let me close this door. All right. So this is showing me that it's working. I just want to see how this goes. This might actually be my format for how this works when I'm traveling internationally. So if you are here, please say hello in the chat. I am, it's been a morning of tech difficulties. So if you're here, say hello. Let me see how it's all working. Let me see what the chat's doing. And see if anybody else is able to join. Oh, I see 3 people. Okay. Hello, hello, beautiful community. I'm seeing that you're able to join. I'm hopeful that this means that my internet is working well. Oh, Erica! Okay, it's working. What a day. Oh, you know what? Well, everything has a purpose. As Courtney said this morning, it's all divine. And maybe the purpose here is that I learn how to go live on my phone. I was so determined this morning, y'all. I was so determined. I was like, you know what? One not working is not going to deter me. So, hi, Erica. Hi, Kennedy. Hi, Samantha. Oh, I'm so glad that you're all here. And, grateful that at least we'll have this recording for other people to watch if they're not able to join live. So I'll give my introduction again. Hello, my name is Allison Holly, and every single week I go live here on my channel, and I offer this channeling for the collective. Normally it is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but like I said, I'm traveling. Today it didn't work where I was, and so I'm doing it on my phone and decided to move it back a little bit. So, oh, yay, Courtney. Okay, you're here. Oh, and it's funny. I don't know if I would have been so determined if I hadn't received um, just super, concerned emails and texts from so many of you wondering if I was okay. Oh, Goddess Bear. Hi, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so let me go ahead and go into how this all works. If you have a question, I would love to channel on it. Type Q at the beginning of your question so that I can see it in the chat. And I'm going to choose one of your questions via random number generator. So again, I am so grateful that you're all here. This is a not the normal standard way that we do this every single week, but yeah, as I'm traveling, I'm kind of rolling with it all. And I will say that when I went live earlier, everybody was in the chat and I was super excited and I was chatting with you all, but I noticed I wasn't receiving responses. And I thought, well, maybe they're just very active in the chat. That's okay. I went into a whole channeling and it was so beautiful, but it might have just been for me. So yeah, so it all works out, but I'm really excited to channel for all of you and super grateful for those of you who are my moderators, my team, really helpful in getting all of this figured out. So, all right, I love this. Okay. Oh, all right, Goddess Bear, I would appreciate if when you type in questions, it's questions that you would like to be channeled for. And if that is not something that you're down with, I'm just going to ask my moderators to remove any questions or any comments that are, not in flow with the high vibrational community that we're here with. All right. Hello. Hello. Best medical knowledge with SK. Beautiful. And thank you for bringing in your questions. Okay. I'm taking a deep breath so that I can really be here. All right. I really wanted to dive in today. Hello, Lana. I really wanted to dive in today because when I tuned in to the collective before I started this live stream, I picked up on a lot of fear. And so I knew that today was an important day to be able to show up for all of you. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what that fear looked like from that channeled perspective. So it looked like a lot of people were experiencing fear for the massive amount of change that we're experiencing. And I'm going to see if I can tilt this down just a little bit. It looked like a lot of fear for the massive amount of change that we're experiencing. And it also looked like, for those of you who maybe weren't engaging with the feelings of fear, you're still maybe feeling exhausted from what the collective is experiencing. There's a lot going on right now. And of course, we can look at all of these things as if they're difficult or detrimental, or, we can put lots of different lenses on these experiences that we have. That being said, we can also witness it as the neutral observer. And when we witness life as the neutral observer, it doesn't mean that we're disengaged. It doesn't mean that we don't care, but it does mean that we are empowered. We have our power within us. We're not externalizing our power. And, in this human experience, it's very easy to externalize our power because it's really how we've all been trained to exist. But that being said, we're meant to keep our power within us and to stream our consciousness out into this collective creation that we have. And right now, the collective creation is going through a massive amount of change because individually we are going through a massive amount of change. And we're stepping into the realms where things are happening very quickly because in higher frequency realms, everything is instant, everything is now. So the reason that things are speeding up, that this change is happening so massively and so quickly from our perception, is because we're moving consciously into these higher vibrational experiences. All right, so I want to look at these. Right now I'm in Missouri and I'm from Andromeda. I've decided to start answering where are you from with where my starseed heritage began because I travel so much. So right now I'm in Missouri in the US and uh all right, Erica, so much collective clearing for expansion and light. By the way, it's good to see you. I feel like I haven't heard from you at least in a little while. So good to see you on here. Um, yeah, I'd love to hear. Go ahead and share in the chat what you have been experiencing. What are you dealing with? And then also, um, if you have a question that you would like me to channel on, go ahead and type Q. Hi, Stacy Laura. Go ahead and type Q and then type your question. And I will use random number generator, which actually, Courtney, since you're here, I'll have to ask you when we're ready to use random number generator to choose it because if I'm on my phone, I can't. All right, my loves. So let's go ahead and go into, actually, I'm feeling before announcements to talk a little bit more about what's going on collectively. And I shared this morning, but of course the live stream wasn't working. But when I woke up this morning, I tuned into the collective. I've started doing this on a regular basis, especially on Sundays, and I'll send an email out. Thank you, Courtney. I'll send an email out in regards to what I'm witnessing the collective is really experiencing. And like I said, this morning when I was tuning into that, I saw fear and fatigue, a little bit of numbness as well for the just how quickly all of this change is happening. Sometimes as humans, we go into a little bit of shutdown when we are experiencing things very quickly. It's sometimes it seems that it's too much for us to integrate all at once. And so, numbness can happen if we are experiencing things that we don't know how to deal with. Specifically, if we don't know how to deal with them from our minds. And biologically speaking, if we are overwhelmed, that can create a shutdown within us. And so, my guidance, what I want to offer to you, as you are kind of, witnessing what you're experiencing, my guidance is to continue to stay present. Stay present. And a lot of times, as we're going through all of this massive change, what we'll witness is, okay, I'm starting to shut down. And then I become very present, and it feels like pain. It feels like it's too much, which is why we numb, right? So if you're witnessing that, then what we want to move into is, how can I view this from a space of the observer? How can I view this with neutrality? And, like a micro example is what I did this morning when, I did this whole live stream from my perspective. It was working. I was on video. I wasn't seeing your comments, but that was okay. I figured, I saw some of the comments and I figured that you were just chatting. And so I went into a full channeling. And when I came out of it, I was so disappointed because I saw that, the live stream is down and it wasn't working. And I felt that disappointment. I felt so much sadness. It made me want to cry, because it was just like, oh, I wish that that had been transmitted to you all. And what I was able to do was sit with that and say, it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel frustrated or afraid. What's not working? Why isn't this working? All of that. I let myself feel it. And then I went deeper in and I said, all right, what's going on? And is this live stream something that I need to do today? Am I meant to look at all of this in a different way? And regardless of if there was a deeper meaning or not, the ability that I had to look at it from a place of neutrality helped me to now come onto this, live stream on my phone, which as I travel internationally, it seems that that may be a better bet. And you may view me on my phone for the next month or two. So, this is actually helping me open and expand the possibilities. And that, of course, is not a life or death situation, but we've got a lot of pretty massive things happening in our world right now. And if you are experiencing these things and holding to the attachment that it means one thing or the other, that it means something bad or that it means something good, then I would suggest that you kind of take your power back from these situations and go internally, go within. And as I'm speaking, I'm getting even more understanding of what was happening this morning. So beautiful. So go within, witness what's happening within, and allow yourself to be the neutral observer. And again, sometimes when I talk about being a neutral observer, it's confusing for people because it feels like it's the same thing as checked out of life, but it's not. You'll see that this morning I was very much the neutral observer, and I'm still here, right? I'm still doing this. In fact, I went live another time on my laptop and now I'm doing it on my phone and it's working, and it's like, okay, I'm not being a passive creator in my life. What I am doing though is letting myself observe with neutrality. So may this serve you. Yeah, fear, fatigue, and numbness are here for me big time. Yeah, I'm reading some of these comments. I might call it terror and not knowing what to do next after layoff. Wow, Stacy, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. Yes. Beautiful. Okay, thanks. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Best medical knowledge with SK. So I'm glad you're all here. If you're just now joining, you are welcome to type a question in the chat. Type Q at the beginning of it so that I know that it's a question. And what I'll do is I'll have my amazing friend and assistant, Courtney, when we're ready, choose one of those questions through random number generator to channel on, and I will go into that. So for now, I'll give my announcements. And if you have any, if you want to just jump into the chat and share how you're doing, please feel free to do that. So, announcements. The True Creator Summer Camp is coming up. This is our annual summer camp that we are celebrating this year. Again, it's going to be in Arkansas. So, it's in Northwest Arkansas. It's going to be June 27th through the 30th. And at True Creator Summer Camp, it's so much fun, but what we dive into is being a true creator. So receiving guidance for yourself. We'll be having channeling workshops. We'll be having ET contact circle, and ET contact circle, and learning really how to make that connection with our star family. We will be receiving different workshops on different things. So there's daily yoga, there's cacao ceremonies, there are conscious creation or manifestation workshops. So it's going to be a really good time. I am already getting all of the preparations made, and we already have, I believe, 10 people registered. I know that, like, I can't quite keep track, but we are getting new people registered every day, and we're going to have a really big group this year. We have up to, I believe, a capacity for 60 people. And so I'm looking at having this be quite a large group this year. We are in early bird pricing. So if you want to be, if you want to join in, then definitely sign up. The link should be in the description box, but because I'm on my phone, it's not. So I will add this in the replay. So check the replay, or you can go to my website, AllisonHolley.com. That's ALLISONHOLLEY.com. All right, next announcement. By the way, I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. The next announcement is if you are looking for guidance on how to navigate your awakening, I have 3 books that are available to you. So 2 of them are channeled books, and one of them is a book on how to channel. So the most recent book is the Learn to Channel Workbook. And that is based on a course that I've been teaching. Hi, Courtney, thank you. That is based on a course that I've been teaching for over 6 years. I think it's been about 7 years now that I've been teaching others how to channel. And what we did was my amazing editor, Kennedy, and I compiled all of the lessons within this online course that I teach and put it into a workbook. And I added coloring pages, activities, meditations, journaling, and everything like that. So if you would like to learn how to channel and you'd also like to doodle and color while you do, that workbook is available. Check the description box afterwards, or you can go to my website. The other 2 books that I have are channeled books on how to, I'm glad you love it, on how to navigate the awakening. So the most recent book that I wrote is called Ecstatic Playground. And the first book, the channeled book that I published and wrote, was The Era of the True Creator. So all of these are meant to assist you in your awakening journey, if you're looking for more assistance outside of this. All right. Hello from France, Jean-Marc. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so how many questions do we have, Courtney? Since I'm doing this on my phone, it's a little bit different. And okay, 5. Okay, great. Will you? Oh, okay, so there's 6. Would you, thank you, Courtney. Would you go ahead and choose from random number generator what question I ought to channel on? And I will go in and read through these questions. Oh, how is everybody doing? I know that I'm still a little like, woo, getting myself situated after all of the movement this morning. Number 5. Okay, that should be pretty quick to find. Question number 5. Let's see, Erica. What is important for us to know about the golden Atlantis and Lemurian timeline right now as we anchor more light in? I love that question, and it's a little bit random that I had a download about those two civilizations just a few days ago, and I normally don't look at them, so this is perfectly timed. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go into that question. And then afterwards, I'll go into the collective channeling. So stick with it all the way through. Even if your question wasn't channeled, the way that this works is your guidance is likely going to come through during this channeling. And if for whatever reason you still have a question at the end of this live stream, I do offer private channeling sessions. I offer single question channelings, which you can just send me an email. And I'm on a work call. Oh, sorry. It's okay. And and so you can send me, go to my website and you can find all of the information about that. All right, I'm going to tune in. There's a lot of energy globally. I'm experiencing it here, but we're going to get beautiful clarity. So I love when you continue in the chat to continue to chat with each other. Oh, beautiful. Let me ask. Let me see. Oh, I love that, Courtney. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into this question and then I'll tune into the collective. Feel free to continue in the chat and I'll read it after I come out. Okay, so when I tune into this individual question, what's important and helpful for us to know about Lemurian and Atlantis civilizations? One is that they existed, and I can see it, specifically Atlantis is what I'm seeing right now, existed in another dimensional space. So it's a little bit maybe confusing to look at. But what I'm seeing is that everything is now. And specifically, I'm seeing Lemuria is very much within the same sort of parallel. It's almost a parallel. And Atlantis is existing on a higher vibration. Very interesting to see this. And this relates to the download that I got the other day, which is that everything is concurrent. And to remember that everything is happening now. Even our past lives, they're happening now. All of the multitude of possibilities for this moment, they're all happening now. And how do we choose what's happening now? How do we exist within what we desire to exist in if all is happening now? We allow ourselves to focus on it. We focus within the energetic experience of what we desire. And then what that does is it sort of coagulates all of our energy into that expression. We call it timelines, but they're not linear. Everything is a moment. Everything is now. And so we bring ourselves predominantly into a specific energetic expression, and then that's what we experience. We bring ourselves into that energetic expression through focus. So let me flesh out a little bit why I'm seeing that Lemuria is very much a parallel that's sort of existing next to us, and Atlantis is sort of this like almost a higher frequency. Well, the reason that this guidance is coming through specifically is to show us that the level of choice that we have for existing where we desire to exist is very much within our power. It's very much within our power. So right now on human Earth, what we're experiencing, and FYI, this channeling is going to jump back and forth a little bit between the individual question and the collective. I can feel that. So beautiful question to be asked. Right now on human Earth, those of you who are within this human experience that we are collectively viewing, there's a lot of what we would call turmoil. There's a lot shifting. There's a lot transmuting. There's a lot changing. And for many people, it feels very scary. And we're witnessing it, we're viewing it, I would say, with attachment, because to witness it is without attachment. So we're viewing it with attachment. What attachment is, ooh, this is so good. Attachment is there has been a taking of the power that's within and putting it into the external reality, believing that our power is external to us. And then once the power is out here and it's not within here, I have this feeling of wanting to attach to it because I'm trying to get my power back. So that's the nature of attachment. Attachment is reaching for that power external to ourselves because we've placed it outside of ourselves, because we view the external creation as the reality instead of viewing the internal creation as reality. So we're creating this need for attachment because we're placing our power externally to ourselves. So we can see that when we bring our power back within, and what that really means is knowing that the creator is right here. Our power is within, and therefore we are able to be creators. We don't feel the need to attach to anything external to ourselves. We witness that we are the ones navigating all of this, and not even navigating it, we're steering it. We're creating it and then moving within it and creating and moving within it. And this is all happening at once. So back to this question of what Atlantis and Lemuria have to teach us. In both of these very powerful timelines or expressions of civilizations, what we're witnessing is we have sort of soul memories of the future because all of this is now. So we have soul memories of the future of when we've collectively made different choices and how they have shifted us. Again, I'm seeing something about Atlantis, the choices leading to a dissolving. We chose to go back into, we chose to go into regression of some form. We chose to go into a lesser consciousness. Let me put that in a different way. We chose to go more into separation. And so time is really interesting as I view all of this, because it's sort of going future, current, parallel. And I have to admit, it's a bit beyond my human scope of understanding. So I'm just describing it the best way that I can. But what this is really showing us in our current experience and expression, right? Experience is expression. What we're experiencing is what we are expressing through our own divine template. It's coming into the collective expression, and then we witness it. But we get to witness where we want to be within the collective expression. And remember, the key is to be the witness and to allow ourselves to focus without attachment from a place of choice, not from a place of default. So we're seeing different parallels and different future expressions of civilizations, of humans with different levels of consciousness. So the to be a bit redundant, the difference within these civilizations was where human consciousness was at collectively. So in both of these expressions of a collective reality, the consciousness was pretty high. I'm seeing that Atlantis, it was very, very high, specifically. And even from those high frequency states, choices were made that created a fall. But that's not quite true either, because what happened was exactly what's happening now, which is those who were expressing a continued higher vibration moved into realms where they could continue to express that high vibration. And collectively, the choice was made to um, bring things into lower vibrations again. It's almost as if, oh, we didn't learn what we needed to, or we didn't experience what we desired. And so we're going to kind of go into these denser layers again and have more of those dense expressions. It's so funny. I almost can't say the word experience. It keeps coming out as expression, because that's truly what it is. An experience is an expression of our own divine light that we then feel that we're walking through. We get to sort of remember what we just expressed through walking through it. That's our 3D reality. What did I just express? I'm going to sort of walk within it and remember it while within the illusion of it. And then that will create my experience. We don't realize that it's actually every moment that we're walking within is a remembrance of what we just expressed. So that's where we get this idea of a time delay within manifestation. So these other civilizations, they were powerful because the collective frequency that we were existing in was very high. And there's this feeling of there were many beings that were not within that high expression, and we were gathering them. And then we decided to close those civilizations and dive back into the denser realities again, because there was something that we didn't learn. Remember that collective is who we are, that we are the collective. So, if one person seems to not be getting it, that's actually part of the whole soul of the collective expression. So there's no separation. So it's sort of like, well, if you look like you're lagging behind, there's something that collectively we haven't experienced yet. And so with our current reality, how do we navigate this, knowing what just came through? We witness all on the collective human playing field as aspects of ourselves. Every person is simply an aspect of the collective, which is us. And so if we see something external to ourselves, and we don't like it, go within and let that mirror back. See, we have this ease of understanding, at least many of us do, that when we're interacting with people on a person-to-person basis and something uncomfortable happens, it's simply them mirroring to us what we expect or what we believe about ourselves or what we believe about our own reality. It's being projected, and then they're mirroring it to us. So many of us know this, but then we forget and we lose that clarity within the collective landscape. And we think that somehow countries or politicians or trees or on and on, we think that that's not us, that's not a mirroring of us, but it absolutely is. Our perception of what's going on is mirroring back to us what's going on within. And so anything that we see, quote unquote, external to us is always a mirror. It's vitally important that we take our power back from all of these expressions and witness them as expressions of ourselves. That doesn't mean taking responsibility for what somebody else is doing. What that means is, if this situation or this person is triggering me, what is it within that is feeling that this layer of reality is true? Let me make that more clear. If I meet somebody and they are very rude to me and they are very harsh and critical of me, what that is an expression. Again, that word expression just keeps coming through. It is a mirroring of my own sense of value, my own sense of self-worth, or it might be, that I believe that the world is harsh because I was taught some form of harshness in my life, and then I've continued that. So I can witness them as a mirror. Now, many of us understand that, but what about countries warring? What about something going on in the collective? What about these fires that are happening? We are not we're looking at them as mirrors, not as a way to hide our heads in the sand or to other it or to somehow make it less real. What we're doing is we're starting to really witness that we're the creators, and we're taking our power back from these externalized situations that we're viewing, and we're saying, okay, what does this represent in me? Is it mirroring it as an exact clone? Meaning, is this person mirroring back conflict because I am conflicted within and I am angry? Or is this person mirroring back conflict because I believe that I have no self-worth? So sometimes the mirror is parallel, sometimes it's the equal and opposite. We can't expect it to be the exact same, but it is mirroring some form of uh, misalignment within ourselves in our own divine template being blocked through programs or ideas, and that is making the projection through our divine template look disjointed. So as we get more comfortable with all of this, we start to see that everything is part of our creation, individual creation and collective creation, and all is now. So if we desire to live in a specific experience in the future, it is now. How can we navigate ourselves internally to that expression and that experience? That's up to us. And we do it through presence, because when we are present, we are attuning to the all is now truth. There are beings, they're currently existing within Atlantis and within Lemuria. It's all sort of soul echoes. It's very interesting to view it. And I have to say, it is difficult for me to portray it. I know more information will come through on this. Now, this has already been something that we've looked at as a collective question within the individual question, but I want to see, is there any more guidance that needs to come through for the collective at this time? Take up your power of expression. It's very strong. Take up your power of expression. This is actually what was channeled earlier when it wasn't live. It's just being said in a different way. Your power of expression is in presence. If you are seeing something external to yourselves that do not feel right, remember that you're the one creating everything. And I know that that's difficult to understand. You're not here to take responsibility for everything. You're here to navigate in a way that is full of choice. And are you choosing if you believe that you have no power? So no, and so we take that power back and we move within and we say, that's right, I'm God. And so are you and you and you. And all of this is God. And as a conscious aspect of the all that is, how am I creating my reality? How am I creating my world? And how do we create? It's by attuning to and focusing on. We unblock the aspects of our divine template that have different stories, and we allow the light to shine through unfiltered, and we show up in full presence to the best of our ability. And then we witness everything that's happening and we say, fascinating, interesting. And we go within and we learn what we want to create. And we allow that to stream through ourselves powerfully, knowing that we're the creators and knowing that everything that we're witnessing is part of a divine orchestration. And therefore, we're not going to judge any aspect of it. We're simply going to attune our individual orchestration to create the symphony that we desire to live within. This is all for us, and it's all up to us. And that's not from a place of judgment or to create fear at how out of control it may seem. Go to the place where you are the creator and witness from there. You'll see it in a different way. You'll see it in a very different way. Be at peace. Be at peace. Woo. Hi, loves. All right, let me read through this. As within, so without. Oh, thank you, Stephen. There will be. There already is. How's that? Yes, I love this message. Been constantly calling my power back and paying attention to mirroring. 100%. We are each our own healers. Yes, I believe we all can. Oh, so beautiful. Well, I am so grateful for all of you being here. Again, if your question didn't get answered, or if you would like further guidance on any of this from an individual perspective, go to my website and check out the sessions and all of the guidance that I have available for you there. You can also join my private community, which is where I offer group coaching, and that's called the True Creator Community. I'll make sure and add all of it into the show notes. I'm sorry, not the show notes, the description box. Oh, my loves. And thank you all for being troopers and riding the waves with me, because today it was funny. Thank you so much, Jean-Marc. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful chosen day today. And I will see you all next Sunday, where I will be showing up to the best of my ability. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.